Hey everybody, welcome back to the Louisiana Legends Podcast. Today's guest is Jeff. Jeff, you want to introduce yourself?
Hey everybody, I'm Jeff Vance, your local comedian right here in Gonzales, and producer for Lunchbox Comedy, the number one comedy production company in Gonzales.
Hell yeah. So I guess let's start from the top, kind of how you started, or if you want to even go into like childhood, whatever.
Oh, from the top?
From the
We're going
top.
to go straight therapy with this.
Yeah.
I'm from here. I've grew up in Prairieville most of my life, then went to school in Gonzales over at Santa Mall, but I went to Prairieville Elementary School at the time. It was PES, which was fine, but then all of a sudden, before my 8th grade year, it became PMS, which, as you know, is very funny in 8th grade. It's still funny, actually, PMS. I go to PMS. Y'all got an attitude problem, But I grew up with the concrete man, the giant golf ball, all the little house that had like concrete characters in front of it. And then I went to Santa Mall and I did football and wrestling and art club and drama club. And this is what happens afterwards. So
Now I'm trying to remember, was the whole golf ball there because as far back as I can remember, it was only half.
I want to say it was a whole golf ball at
Yeah.
one point in time, and then they took it off. Or I could be wrong. But in my head, my member berries say that there was at one point in time a giant golf ball.
Yeah.
And then one day we're just riding by and it was just half of one. And then I'm like, maybe that's the goal. It was a half to where you could get the ball into the thing.
Well, that's what we used to try to do the
Yeah.
2 times I went. Maybe
Yeah,
someone
yeah.
in the comments can tell us.
Yeah, it was a
What-
drive-in right there, too.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a lot of crazy history. Mark, shout out Mark Valgard, that he brought up that Airline Highway was named Airline Highway because that was an airline. Like that was the airline.
Oh, really?
Yeah, before like the town and everything happened, like Airline Highway was called Airline Highway because that's where the
Yeah.
planes would land.
Yeah, it was like
It's crazy.
probably a couple years ago when I found out what the actual airline highway is. And I don't remember it, but I remember.
Right.
Yeah.
It's all steeped in lore and history, and a part of comedy was like me figuring out Prairieville. How long has Prairieville been Prairieville? How long has the Concrete Man been here? Where was the Concrete Man before he was the Concrete Man on the corner of 42? And the comedy brain just starts tweaking a little bit, and you're like, life was good when we had the Concrete Man.
Yeah.
We took down that statue and an ancient curse spilled out, and all of a sudden we got COVID and the world went to hell. Then we had aliens. So it's like,
Yeah.
did we do that from breaking down the Concrete Man? We'll never know. But
Yeah.
if you're into conspiracy theories, I got a deep one on that.
So what I know you say you started in theater and stuff like that. Now comedy, I guess, did that start when you were a kid? Like
That so I guess it kind of ties into, I talk about mental health a lot, and a part of that is all through middle school and high school, I had undiagnosed anxiety, right? And I didn't know it was anxiety that I was dealing with or mental health, because back in the day we didn't talk about that. We just got told
Ritalin.
take the Ritalin, yeah. And when the Ritalin didn't work, you double it, you get more, and eventually they just go to sleep. So it's like, Timmy's on the Ritalin. It's like you look over, dude's drooling on the table. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
there might have been something more, but we didn't know any better, especially being from around here. So like for me, I did a lot of like blanketing my mental health with being expressive or over the top because it was me playing a character and not being myself.
Right.
Which is easier, especially when you're dealing with other kids that have expectations. It's like, hey, come play on the playground. You're like, not only will I play on the playground, I'll do a flip off the monkey bars.
Yeah.
Or like you don't want to sit by this certain kid in school and like then you, or not in school, but like in the cafeteria, right? So he gets his tray and he's like, how about I eat everything on my plate at once? I'm going to mix it all together and eat it. 50 cents, I'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
And people are like, I'm not paying you to do that. It's like, fine, I'll do it anyway.
Yeah.
And you become kind of a character. And so then people remember the character. They don't remember you. And that's just a way to block social stigma and kind of retreat into yourself.
Yeah.
So for me, it started forever ago. I remember I got my first attention was in I want to say kindergarten, and I was dirty dancing on the table. Ironically, I didn't know what dirty dancing was, but I was singing Time of My Life, and I was on the table, Patrick Swayze, with no shirt on. And that's not allowed in school. So I guess it started there because I was like, people seem to enjoy it.
Right.
Like, nobody was mad that I was doing it.
So it's almost like a way to divert from whatever social anxiety or whatever you were feeling.
Yes. Yeah. It's so I have them all, diagnosed to have them all. But then I didn't know what I was doing, but it was a way for me to block conversations to where it was like, if I walk into a room, if I'm the loudest, most obnoxious person in the room, they won't come up and catch me off guard because I initiate. Mm-hmm. So it's like I go into a room with strangers, I'll say something first just to kind of take the control away mentally.
Right.
Like I'm not, but in a way it's like, oh yeah, red shirts, bro. I mess with red shirts. I fuck with red shirt.
Yeah.
I don't care about a shirt, but also like I'm just trying to break the ice immediately to where it's like we can be cool later, but right now I'm going to be annoying.
Yeah. So what? I guess where does comedy come in?
Well, I was a student athlete at Santa Mall. I did football. I did wrestling, so in powerlifting, I did all the things because, again, as long as I'm in everything and staying busy, I don't stay here. Like, I'm not Jeff. I'm everything else.
Yeah.
So, I guess it kind of trickled maybe junior year, Miss Bourgeois, and a lot of the teachers there put me in drama. I got in drama, realized I really liked it. Because, again, it's me being a character, not being myself. So it was a way to escapism. Mm-hmm. I was retreating from myself to be someone else. And I really love the idea of that. So I would take drama, which eventually led to, I took speech that led to drama. And we just kind of snowballed from there. Then I got involved with ACT. I did a few of the productions out there. Shout out ACT. A lot of cool people there. And from there, I met Johnny Warsham, who actually booked me at one of my first shows I've ever done. And we did theater together. We did Monty Python and the Holy Grail right there at ACT. Oh, dude, it was so much fun. But it was like he didn't know what to do with me. So he just kind of cast me in some like B-roll characters. And I had a few lines to start off with. And then I got to rehearsal and I had ideas of what I wanted to do with the character. And again, it's like that guy that like gets booked for like, all you have to do is come in and say, the catfish was great.
Yeah.
And then I come in, I'm like, there's just something about this catfish. Is that lemon pepper that's making it so delicious? It's delectable. This cat was like, sir, just please say the lines. Mm-hmm. So I was kind of that guy, but like with Monty Python. So it was like, he saw that there was something else cooking in my noodle. So like, shout out Noodles. Hit me up, top ramen, hit me up, sponsor me. So he saw that there was something else in there, so he started feeding me more lines and more roles. And then eventually it just started snowballing. We formed a little group. Back in the day, we were called the Geek Amoeba Players. We thought it was very cool at the time. It was not, but we thought it was. And there was like maybe 5 or 6 of us that we toured that Monty Python show in a few different places. Then we did dinner theater. There was a place off of Jones Creek. Had like a little dinner theater scene, and we went there. We were there for a few shows. It was a lot of fun. And then some of the actors and actresses started doing comedy, and I'm like, we have comedy here? And then That's when I discovered Funny Bone. This is like 2008, maybe 2007. And so then everybody started going to do comedy, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's just like acting, but it's just you. I'm in. Count me in. So then we all started kind of doing comedy around 2007, 2008. And then I discovered like there was movie productions happening. So I started, oh, I'm out, guys. So I left the dinner theater part and went and started doing a lot of acting. There was a lot of, they called it Hollywood South for a good minute because everybody was getting a tax break to film over here.
Yeah.
So it was cheaper.
Celtic Studios and all that.
Yep.
Yeah.
All that. And I've lived in those little apartments right outside of there. And it was cool because every now and then you get like a big post on your door that says, there's going to be gunshots tonight.
Yeah.
Don't worry. And it's like, still going to worry.
Yeah.
Okay. But all that kind of happened. So the acting stuff started taking off, but it's not financially stable. Like, and as a human, you need more than just extra roles. Mm-hmm. But it was cool because, like, I would go do a movie. I was in Disney's Glory Road, the basketball movie. Yeah. And I got booked for like 5 or 6 different roles on that. I did my first featured extra role in there. And so they had me on one side playing a racist dude. And I was like, yeah, boo, boo. And they're like, okay, next scene, we're going to change your wardrobe. Here's a popcorn. Put down your rebel flag. You're going to go to the other side now. Jeez. You're cheering for the team. And you go over there and you're like, yay. It's like, okay. Movie magic, as it were. But you meet a lot of people that are doing those movies and they're all like, they're sitting next to you. It's like, and cut. And there's like, yeah, after this, I'm going to go do this. Lindsay Lohan's project's coming up pretty soon. I'm going to go do this. It's like, maybe I could do acting. I couldn't.
Yeah.
It's too much. And with someone with anxiety, it's a lot more because then you're going to these cattle calls where it's like you and about 10 different people that also have a similar build and style. Yeah. And I'm like, I thought I was one of one. I'm 5'3", 200 at the time, 200 pounds. We can still say I'm 200. 5'3", 200 pounds, very circular. And wouldn't you know it, there's about 20 other ones right there in New Orleans that look just like me. And I'm like, well, shit, I'm not very original. So acting didn't pan out. And that's a cat hair that came from my shirt. I'm sure of it. Good lighting is what I'm saying. I saw that cat hair. It distracted me pretty heavy. So that's where the acting stuff kind of started petering out. And then all my friends were still doing comedy. And then they were in the Funny Bone. So I started making my way that way. And then I found DJing randomly. Somebody in the crowd was like, you'd be a great DJ. And I'm like, oh, yeah. But it wasn't that. And when I found that out, I was like, oh, it's just acting. Yeah. It's the same muscle that I'm already working out is still happening. So I started DJing, and I think I'm still DJing weddings, and I'm somewhere around probably about 500 weddings. Damn. And it's crazy. I don't remember all of you, okay? I do remember quite a few of you because you post pictures and you follow me on the things, but it was a lot of weddings. And at some point, it was like the anxiety needed more. Like I was getting my fix of the extremes, because it's one way to tolerate anxiety is you deal with the extremes. Sometimes it's the total opposite, where it's like I need silence and quiet. I need to go retreat. Or the other way to get your battery level up is to go to extremes. And comedy does that a lot quicker than, say, like DJing or acting. So you still get that instant gratification. It's just more pronounced and louder. So if somebody's like, my drug of choice is weed, I'd say that's kind of like acting. It's a slow burn, but it pays off. Mm-hmm. And you're like, okay, well, my drug of choice is cocaine. I was like, all right, that's comedy, because it's an extreme high and it's an extreme low. Yeah. So if it goes bad, it goes really bad. But if it goes good, it goes really good. And you can kind of ride that out. And I know I'm talking like I'm on cocaine, but I'm not. Totally clean. But that's kind of where the comedy, the legit comedy part happened, is after DJing started settling in, and then I got back into comedy probably about 2000. 2020, maybe 2021.
So right after COVID and
Yeah, I had a little bitty gap of time where I'm at home and I'm
right.
just stuck at home. And I was like, huh. And so the idea was I created something called the Jeff Vance Show. And it was just going to be me doing kind of like a man on the scene type of show. So it's like me, but I go to local businesses and I do stuff. And so like I had the Jeff Vance Show. And then a part of the segment was What's Up Louisiana? And I would go to, say, like a boutique or like a seafood restaurant, check out the food local, and let people know how it is, right? And that was pretty cool for like 5 seconds. But the ADD in me is like, let's keep this going. What else you got? So then it's like, okay, well, let's try this. We did What's Up Louisiana? Then I was making little shorts, and that didn't pan out. We called it Swim Trunks because it was like shorts, but different. There's a liner, right? That didn't pan out. And so then I did Lunchbox Comedy, which friends of ours, South 73 Lunchroom, shout out. You should have them on the show. They're really cool. They're local too. They're, I think, the Dutchtown area.
Mm-hmm.
And so we had a little podcast, me and Mark. We had one called Y'all Hear a Noise, which was pretty funny. If you can find those episodes, go watch them. They're pretty funny. I think we had 3 or 4. We had the Hot Cop on. We had some political figures, all kinds of stuff. And we were just messing around. Michael Mason was on there too, I think. Yeah. We had a satellite episode with Michael. It was a lot of fun until it wasn't. And then we kind of cut that show. But one of the guests was South 73 Lunchroom. We had them come on and talk about what they're doing. Also, shout out, they just celebrated 7 years in business, which is dope for a burger spot,
Right.
in Gonzales, or Gonzales adjacent. Yeah. I don't know what the zip codes are. I've been living here my whole life, still don't know. There's so many. So South 73 Lunchroom gave us a shot because they closed at 4:00. And we're like, well, we still pay the bills. We still have the building. So let's see what we can do. So we booked a show at South 73 Lunchroom. And because it was a lunchroom, we were like, what should we call it? I was like, what about Lunchbox? So we started Lunchbox Comedy. And we did it right there. We had a sold out show. Supposed to be an open mic. Nobody showed up for open mic. So I called Johnny and a few more friends from back in the day. And they come in and we do this show. And we're like, I think we're going to keep doing this. So that's kind of how it all started snowballing.
So what was the idea for that first show?
Well, Kill Tony was fresh in my brain. Before they moved to Austin, They were doing a show at the Comedy Store in California. Yeah. And the part of half of you that are watching probably already know this, but Kill Tony is basically, it's an open mic for up-and-coming comedians to get up and get stage time in front of a panel of professional comedians. So the idea is he has a bucket, and he has names of all the people that want to do comedy in the bucket. You pull a name out, you read it, that comedian gets to come out and do a minute uninterrupted of comedy, and then they critique them or like give them notes, things like that. Usually it's just a rib, so like they'll sit up there and just catch hell. But it got so popular to where in my head I was like, we're just doing this rinky-dink small show at a lunchroom. It's not going to be that big of a deal, but I think that'd be fun. So I took a lunchbox and we was just going to put names in it and draw them out. But as I said, that first show, there was no names to draw out. None of you showed up to my first open mic, and that's why I don't do open mics.
Yeah. So y'all don't do any open mics
I don't do any. We tried them in the past, but it's so random and sporadic, and it hurts my anxiety because it's like I spend the whole time, I was like, I hope someone shows up to tell jokes because they've heard my jokes. They don't want to hear this again. But
right. And so what happens after that first show?
First show happens, and immediately I start getting messages from other local comedians or comedians that I knew in the past that were like, "Hey, dude, are you doing comedy again?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So half of it was directing people to Gonzales, like, because Gonzales was not a hot spot for comedy back in the day. But last Friday they did three damn comedy shows in Gonzales at one time.
Damn.
Which is, you're welcome. So that's pretty cool. I do take a lot of the credit for that because I've been putting in the time. Since 2022, Lunchbox has done at least 1 to 3 shows a month right here in Ascension Parish, which some of those shows were rough. We had 14 people at some shows. Some shows have 100 plus. It's like there's a barometer, but for some reason we get new people every time. We do have I'm going to call y'all the Lunchables. We have a dedicated group that just always shows up to shows. They come to the festivals. We even have tattoo shops that do Lunchbox tattoos. So like Lunchbox skulls happen on a lot of the comedians that come through. But yeah, boots to ass, man. We've been cranking since 2022. And last Friday there was 3 shows in Gonzales. That's wild.
Yeah, that is crazy. Yeah, because I remember growing up, you used to have to go to Baton Rouge or New Orleans or, somewhere like that to catch a comedy show. Now, I know you said you host shows now. So what's the difference of hosting a comedy show as opposed to just being on, doing a set?
It's, 2 different muscles for sure. So there's a host, and a host job is way different than a headliner or a feature. And that the main difference is the host job is to get out there, test the waters, make sure that the room is a little warm. You don't have to have it hot. You don't have to go out there and like set the whole room on fire. If you do, great. That just ramps right into the show. And hopefully if it's a hot room, it's a hot room. And it'll just translate all the way. Depending on who you have booked. Also, that's a big important thing too. Don't just book a room with just anybody. Like, make sure you do the homework. Look at the comedian. Look at who they're wanting to bring in. Look at the reputation. All of that matters. And, shop local too. If you're in a certain area, book the closest comedy you can. That way you're funneling everything back into where you're at versus... Right. I'm going to book a whole out-of-town show from Nebraska to come out here and put on a show with their comedians. And when they show up, especially if they show up in Gonzales, they're going to be expecting a caliber of show that's not being booked.
Yeah.
So, like, a good point is, like, they'll show up and they'll do their set. And in Nebraska, they're murdering, right? This group of whatever comedians goes to Nebraska, they shut it down every time. People leave with piss all over themselves. They just peed everywhere. It was so funny. And they get down here and dry as a bone. And they're like, What was that? And the reason is the show that they had 3 weeks ago was a banger because the caliber of Louisiana comedians is crazy. And as a whole, on the state, Louisiana, per comic, probably has some of the most talented comedians on the Gulf Coast.
Yeah. And I imagine also when you get local...
I didn't answer your question.
I don't remember my question.
I got hot. My bad. Yeah. So a host job is to guide the group of people that have come to see the show throughout the show. Yeah. You're the wick of the candle, right? You're the string of consistency. Like, so as a host, you're the first person they're seeing, and you're the last person they're going to see. And your job is to make sure that the whole show runs smoothly to the point of them not really acknowledging you as much as they are acknowledging the whole show.
Yeah.
So when they leave, this is my note. I don't know if everybody else follows this, but for me, my goal is to highlight the comedians to a point where each one of them has a chance to get fans, to get people to buy their merch, to get people to love them, right? And I'm supposed to stand there like this and just be happy with it. Mm-hmm. Granted, people are going to come up to me anyway and be like, dude, we loved you. But the goal isn't for me to highlight myself. As the host, your goal is to make sure that headliner is taken care of. They have a great show. and that the people are able to follow them. And honestly, like, we want that headliner to leave, tell everybody else that he's working with, like, oh, Lunchbox has got it going on. Go check them out. And for me, that's big because we do a lot of places that aren't comedy clubs. So, like, we'll do a po' boy shop, or we've done ice cream shops, and it's garnishing the trust from a lot of these headlining comedians is huge, because without that trust, it's like, no, Jeff, I'm not going to drive fucking 6 hours to go do a po' boy shop.
Right.
That's the job of a host. A headliner's job is to get in there and absolutely murder. And then at the end, not everybody does this, but at the end, as the headliner, shake their hands, take pictures with them, show them that you appreciate them. Mm-hmm. Because these local shows, these smaller shows, are where you can really build that following. And that following is die hard. Like, I have a few comedians that when they're booked for a show, I have people that go out of their way to make sure that they're available. They'll get rooms. They'll come all the way down here just to hang out with the comedians, because, again, the comic is only important if you make them important.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if they're the best comedian on the planet, but they're an asshole and they just leave, or like they shrug you off for pictures at the end. They don't give a fuck about that anymore. Like, yeah, the show was good, but realistically, they don't know you.
Right. Yeah, and I like that. I like the idea that, because these are the people who are going to pay to come see you when you come back, or whatever. And yeah. I think making that connection with people is important. And it's what'll make them continue to come. Yeah.
They'll continue to come. And if they're out of town, they'll make it a point to take a trip to somewhere if you have a big event. Right. Like, I filmed a special in Biloxi, but I had people traveling from Oklahoma to come see me in Biloxi. And I was like, you could have just waited until I get to Oklahoma. But they're like, no, we want to see you film the special. So it was like, it's moments like that matter to me, because I'm just a guy from Gonzales, of all fucking places. But it's cool to be that guy that's a part of the local community.
Yeah. And you brought up the special, and I got to watch it. You sent it to me. I know it's not out yet, but if you want to talk about that and kind of what that, I guess, how it came together, what it looks like.
Okay, so I've been touring, and I'm not saying touring like in a bragging kind of way before anybody comes at me. I've been doing jokes on the road since probably 2024, and a part of that has been me coping with my mental health. I have crippling anxiety. I have all of them. I have generalized anxiety, situational anxiety, and social anxiety. I'm supposed to take medication for them. I tried it. Wasn't for me. Yeah. I have bottles and bottles of pills, but it's like I had to take one pill and another pill to counteract the side effects of that pill. Yeah. And since I'm taking this one, I have to take this one. So I had I made a joke about it, but I had 3 different color pills in my pill bottle. And then I got re-diagnosed with severe depression. And I was like, that's a whole new color pill in the pill bottle. I'm like, I'm 2 stones away from the big snap. Yeah. Right? I was just building my Thanos glove. It's crazy, but none of that was really working for me as much as comedy was, because comedy, again, is that it's a real big high. And I have a lot more highs than lows on stage. So the special is called Group Therapy. And I called it that because I wanted it to feel more intimate than like a typical comedy special. So it's not so much jokey. It's here's a bunch of stories and my struggles with mental health. So for me, I wanted to have the stage dressing is like a therapy room. So I have a big couch, I have a couple pillows, safety blankets, and I just kind of go through it. I invite everybody in we're in group, and I'm going to share first. And I just go through the different things that I deal with, and I try to translate it to real life scenarios to where they're like, I've dealt with that. I've been in a gas station and forgotten what pump I'm on. And then instead of just figuring out what pump it is, I just leave. I'll go somewhere else. Yeah. He already thinks I'm an idiot. I don't need this. Things like that. We've all been through it, but what kind of is that? And I really wanted to kind of not erase the stigma of mental health, just raise awareness for it, because it's such a big part of everybody's day now, between social media and TVs and everybody telling you different things. And then AI chatbots saying, this guy's talking about mental health, let's pump this into his face. Yeah. And now you have ads about mental health, and it's like, this one's side effect is diarrhea. I don't want that. Like, I'm not going to, this isn't enticing.
Right.
Then you watch the commercial about like the lady and her kids. She's so happy out in the field. And I'm like, why is she in a field? Those kids need to be in school. And then you're like, there's no way that's real life. I always think of those commercials when you see like Cymbalta or something like they're all happy, you know, and their kids are playing on the playground, and then you flash to real life and it's like her playing with raccoons by a dumpster. It's like, ah! Like, all you see in those commercials is what they're thinking.
Yeah.
But in real life, she's like eating drywall. But we don't know.
Yeah. And then they zoom through. They talk real fast about the side effects.
Yeah, everything's going to be fine, but also severe depression, death. And if your heart explodes, contact a doctor. It's like, I'm dead, bruh. Anyway, I digress. So that's kind of what the special's about. It's about a lot of mental health, me being a dad, having mental health, and translating that to how do I deal with children. It's a lot of fun. It's like 40-something minutes. At least 5 minutes of it's funny. So, like, you know, catch it when it comes out. It should be coming out soon. Or come see me on tour. I do a lot of those jokes on tour.
Yeah, and I enjoyed I think for me, because I enjoy more of the storytelling comedians, because it comes across more relatable. And I think that's what I related to you a lot with whether it be the mental health stuff or the kid stuff, you know, and it to me, it draws a crowd in more, the more personal you get with it. So I guess how does, you know, the kids, and what's that look like when you're writing these jokes?
So, that's thank you, first of all. The whole idea is to be relatable for a lot of us, because the easiest way to invite you into our world is to be relatable. Yeah. So if I'm telling you jokes about my kids and you have kids, the odds are it's not far off. Like, of course it parallels because all kids are different and they should be treated differently. Not in a bad way. I don't know how that came off. I was like, some of these kids need to be beaten. Yeah. But some kids need a whipping. I'm on a whole nother thing now, but the big part of being a storyteller is starting a story and ending the story. But in the middle, the meat and potatoes of it is the relatable content. So it's like, how do I convey I'm just like you? So if I'm on stage and I'm telling stories, it's not always going to, and this goes for a lot of the joke writing. A lot of the jokes are just a premise and then the funny part. Yeah. And the idea is, how quickly can I get to the funny part without ruining the story? So if I'm telling a story about, like, say, my daughter, it came from somewhere. So something happened to trigger something in my broken human brain, comedian. Something happened to trigger that. And so what will happen is I'll take that moment, I'll lay it out, and I'm like, okay, a good example is my daughter was going through, like, she started having her period, right? So she's having chest cramps and pains, and I'm like, what do I do? Because it's just have. So she took one, and if it doesn't work, take two. Either it worked or she passed out. I'm not sure, right? But the next day, she's like, I think it worked. I'm like, okay, cool. Take one before school. And this is all the real shit, right? So she takes one before school. In my head, I'm like, okay, she's fine. I get a call from the principal, and she had basically taken the bottle of Tylenol migraine and dumped it in a Ziploc bag and put it in her school bag. Just went to school, and she's in the middle of science class. She's just taking pills out of a Ziploc bag, and the teacher sends it to the principal, and then the principal's like, Mr. Vance, come pick this up. I'm like, what happened? She's got pills. I'm like, what? So This is Tylenol migraine. Like, it's nothing sketchy, I promise. And so then I'm on the way home. You know, she didn't get in trouble. They just like, yeah, you can't have that. And I'm like, okay. Bugs at school, like a whole bunch of them. Like, she's like a little drug dealer. And that started.
Yeah.
And so in my head, it was like, yeah, she's at recess, just like handing out drugs. She's like got a trench coat in front of the concession stand. She's like, you don't want pickles, bro. Have some of these. And so that kind of translated into my daughter as Scarface.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the process of it. But a lot of it for storytellers is because it's unique. It's such a unique to us kind of situation. Is that me? Sorry. Again,
No,
we have
you're
kids.
good. I think it was me. I'm going to turn this off.
Oh, I got a message from Deadbeat Brewing. They ran out of the Lunchbox beer, so that's awesome. We sold out of beer at lunch.
You got your own beer?
We had. We ran out.
Clearly
it was at Deadbeat Brewing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might do it again. It was Lunchbox Beats, and the whole idea, this is a whole nother tangent, ADD. The whole point of hooking up with Deadbeat, Luke Orso, he's from here. Luke Hammonds, I'm sorry. Luke Orso, someone else. Luke Hammonds from here. We went to school together. We played football together. I was fullback. He was the line, so I saw his ass a lot. A lot. With clothes on, but like he was in front of me. He made the hole. This isn't helping. Anyway, Deadbeat Brewing. He's one of the owners there. Definitely go check them out. They're over in Hammond, but they let me collab and make a beer. We made Lunchbox Beats.
Yeah.
And the thing about Lunchbox Beats was it was a raspberry puree sour. So it tasted a lot like fruit punch. So the whole idea was to push it towards a Capri Sun kind of feel.
Yeah.
Had a lot of fun. We got yellow straws for all the beers and stuff. It was dope. And they're out, so you can't have any until we make some more. But the storyteller's job is to convey a story. How long was that?
What, the...
Like, I feel like I took 20 minutes to tell you guys 3 minutes of information.
It's a good storyteller.
No, it's a bad story. There was nothing there. There's a lot of nonsense in there, and I apologize. If you're still here, thank you. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much. I'm not going to keep going on it. Storyteller, we're not good.
So what, I know you have the festival coming up. So what do you have coming up besides the festival? I know you have other shows and comedians coming.
Alice, I'll preach to Gonzales real quick. Gonzales, Ascension Parish, we have 2 shows a month. It's either at Newly's, Po' Boys, right there in Prairieville. Mm-hmm. Great group of people. Go see them. Go visit them on the daily. But we do at least one comedy show at Newly's every month, and we do at least one show at Frozen Assets. So if a daiquiri bar is more your feel, Frozen Assets right there in Gonzales, it's by the Wendy's. It's in between 2 burger joints. So what's great is you can hop in. Actually, everybody do this. Go to Frozen Assets, order your favorite frozen daiquiri, throw it down in front of you, and then go next door and get fries, and go next door and get fries. Bring both fries together, throw them in the thing. You got a big fry basket. It's the best fries, too, because 2 different fries, but very close.
Yeah.
Wendy's fries and Whataburger.
I would get a burger from Whataburger if I had to choose between the 2. Yeah.
I'll say this. I'm not a burger snob. I'll eat every fucking burger. And that's why we wound up at South 73 Lunchroom, because they have a smash burger that's just knockout. If you're going for a smash burger, there. If you want a big, beefy, juicy burger, rolls.
Yeah.
Solid. You're going to feel it.
Yeah.
So you're going to eat that burger and take a nap, because it is dope. If you want, I forgot what else. I'm thinking of burgers now. Oh, we're talking about fast food chains. Wendy's, Dave's Double, little square patty guy. Get that boy. It's usually drippy in the package.
Yeah.
When the foil's drippy, you're doing it right. That's the one to get. Obviously, Baconators are great too. And then you go next door, and Whataburger. You get anything on that menu is pretty solid.
Yeah.
But I gotta say my favorite is Jack in the Box. And the only reason, they put it in a blanket, dude. Like, that's the prettiest burgers. They like coddle the burger for you. And then when you open it, it's got a little blanket on. You're like,
big on presentation there.
Bro. Yeah. Big on presentation. They have no reason to.
Right.
They know what they are. Mm-hmm. But they're going to give it to you anyway. They're going to put them in this nice little fucking sweater vest and then just hand it to you. Everybody does it to the fries. Everybody has a fry holder.
Yeah, that's true.
Burger holder. Shout out Jack in the Box.
Yeah.
But also all the local chains. Love y'all too. I'm going to hit up a burger when I leave here. I don't know what we were talking. Oh, yes.
Shows.
Gonzales. Frozen Assets. It's a fun place. They custom drinks for all the comedy shows. Every time you come to a comedy show, we try to do a custom lineup of drinks to mirror the comedians.
Okay.
So I go in the week of, I know his joke set, and I'm like, we're going to name these. We're going to give them authentic. Jacqueline over at Jack and the Frozen Assets. Jacqueline. She's a beast. She put together a custom drink menu. We had a Livingston Parish Old Fashioned, which was a Jim Beam Old Fashioned with a Twizzler garnish. It's like, get the fuck out. It was fun as hell. So much fun. So check out those Frozen Asset shows. If you want to eat and drink and have like a little combo and hang out, Newly's. Come see us over at Newly's. They usually have crazy deals on a sandwich of the week or a burger of the week. Specialty drinks happen weekly. It's a dope environment too. We've done enough shows there. We kind of have it honed down to figure out what we're doing.
Yeah. And
we've been trying to do shows there forever. Like me and Jacob, one of the owners, we were just hammering back and forth. It's like, one day we're going to do comedy. Then we cracked it open. Maybe a year ago, maybe more than that, but we've consistently had a comedy show there once a month, and killer. And they came with us on the cruise last year, the Carnival cruise we do. So for Gonzales, that's the two shows I would focus on that Lunchbox Comedy does. But again, Gonzales is blown up because you're welcome. So that's what I would do. Stay tuned for that. Lunchbox has the festival coming up at the Cabin. That's going to be in May. If you're into comedy, there's no reason you shouldn't be there May 23rd. It's the same weekend as the Jambalaya Festival. Yeah. We do that on purpose because it's the Jambalaya Festival. There's better things to do in Gonzales, and we're here to prove it. Come by and see us. We're going to be right there. Hell, I'll even make jambalaya. I might give away free jambalaya. I don't know.
Just make a jambalaya while you're doing your set.
Bro, I fucking might. I'm a big-ass boy. I'll do it. Free pot of jambalaya is going to happen. The food truck, they're fabulous. They've been with us. Last time they had full-ass half pineapples. They hollowed out, and they made some crazy rice and chicken and steak, and it was...
Damn.
Yeah, we ain't playing around. Yeah, you want jambalaya happening right there at the Cabin with Lauren Kluot. She's one of the best people on the planet. She's also be a fun one to have on the pod. And the cruise. November, the Gonzales boy himself, Jeff Vance. We're back. Lunchbox Comedy's doing the Lunchbox at Sea Part 2. Now, the first one we had, I think, 6 or 7 comedians over the course of the cruise. We doubled it this year, and then even added a headliner and somebody from Chicago Fire. So Phil Donlin from Chicago Fire plays the police chief. He's coming on the cruise.
Okay.
Caroline Picard, the Cajun Queen herself, she's going to headline the whole thing. We have T. Ray Bergeron. We have Just Kenny. We have Ben Compton. Them Weirdos. We have Jamie Lynn Spears. The list goes on. It's going to be a crazy-ass good time, and it's not much crazier than any other cruise you're going to get that time of year. It's on the Carnival Valor, which was an older ship that they remodeled, so it's got some newer features to it. We typically do it in the Paris Hot Room. Cool ass room, very Vegas vibes. Neons everywhere. It's like the real neons too. It's not the LED neons. It's cool. And It's a good time, and we're crazy to hang out with. You're stuck on a ship with us for 4 days, so we'll be hanging out, harassing each other at bars, doing karaoke. What about karaoke? You do karaoke?
I've done karaoke a few times.
What's your go-to? If you had to pick one.
Really anything blues or Alice in Chains. I
Oh,
love
shit.
some old Alice in Chains. That's my shit.
Bruh.
Yeah.
I'm down. Let's do it. Let's do Rooster right now.
That's a tough one.
Wife and kid.
That's pretty good. Do you know the story behind that song?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about Cluckers, a chicken chain.
It's about not the singer, I think the guitarist dad.
Went to the army?
Went to and was in war, and that was his nickname. Yeah.
Rooster?
Rooster.
Fuck yeah.
That's a solid nickname.
Dude,
Yeah.
if I'm in the army and I don't come out with a cool name,
Yeah.
don't be friends with me. Like, seriously, everybody should leave with a cool name. Vance, come here.
Yeah.
He's like, what's your problem? Don't quit the crying. Get out of here, crybaby. And then I'm crybaby for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
And then I got like,
You gotta
so
get a
many
teardrop.
medals. Nah, bro. I'm leaving the teardrops for the ones on the ground. Crybaby don't play. And that's the thing.
Yeah.
Is that they call him crybaby. Why? Because
We've never seen him cry.
anyway, I'm never going to war. I'm 5'3" and I'm circular.
Yeah.
So that'll never happen. But there's a lot of fun stuff with Lunchbox Comedy. Please check out the website, lunchboxcomedy.com. We have over 60-ish comedians that pass through Gonzales. Which
A couple of the guys, maybe from Kill Tony, was I can't remember his name, but he came through because that was one of the things we were talking about.
David Lucas.
Yeah, David Lucas, because I heard him. I was watching Kill Tony or listening to it, and he was like, they asked him where he was going to be, and he said Gonzales. I was like, there's no way he's talking about this Gonzales, but he was.
100%. It was this Gonzales, and it was at the VFW hall right over there on Church Point.
Yeah.
So we brought comedy to the VFW in Church Point. You're welcome. And it's been a lot of fun. We've done quite a few shows at the VFW. We've done some at Gilla Brewing Company. We've done some at Top Notch Daiquiris. Mm-hmm. We've done some at all over, especially Gonzales, because that's where my heart is. That's where family is. If you catch my special on Amazon, the first one, Lunchbox Comedy Live at Ground Zero, I bring a bunch of comedians with me to Biloxi. They were like, what do you want it to say? I was like, Gonzales, Louisiana. And they're like, how do you spell that? And I was like, all right. Thanks, Mississippi.
Yeah.
They just couldn't spell. It wasn't the word that was the problem.
So, I get. Is there any like local comedians also like that have come out of the Lunchbox thing and like some newer people to comedy? I guess I know you say you don't do open mics, but
the thing about open mics is it's hard to navigate because you want to build a thriving comedy community, but you don't want to confuse people.
You want it to be entertaining too.
Well, you definitely want it to be entertaining, but a part of it is like, it's confusing to a lot of newcomers to comedy because it's like, yeah, we're going to go see this comedy show.
Yeah.
They don't know it's open mic. They just know it's comedy. So they show up and this guy's doing his first joke ever and he just got recently divorced and it's very sad.
Yeah.
And they watch 5 minutes of it and they're like, yikes.
Yeah.
Like, what's the name of these people? Lunchbox Comedy?
Right.
Not coming back to these. And then the next week we got David Lucas.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, he's very different.
Yeah.
And we just wanted it to be a string of consistency with producing top-notch shows. But with that being said, there's a lot of open mics that are thriving in the area. Like Baton Rouge has one of the longest running open mics at the station.
Yeah.
That's Wednesday nights at like 8 or 9 o'clock. Lafayette Comedy has a thriving comedy scene, and they do a lot of shows. I know there's Oof Comedy does an open mic in also in Lafayette at Cite, and Lafayette has a couple. There's a thriving comedy community in that area, which is great because that all it does is just help Louisiana get better. The more stages, the more stage time you give comedians, the better they can get, the more they can tighten their craft. And anytime you can put them in front of people they've never seen before, a la Gonzales, it gives them a chance to tell the jokes that are working over here to see if it translates. Because biggest problem is Louisiana doesn't have a comedy scene that's as seen by everybody else. So in order for us to get reps or get seen by different people, we got to go on the road. Mm-hmm. Like Florida is great, and the spot in Biloxi works because it's always a different crowd. But being able to test those just funny here.
Yeah.
And that makes you a better comedian. So that's why we say to do open mics. That's why we say to get reps. That's why, it works in certain areas and it doesn't work in all the areas.
Yeah. So get your jokes up and then come see y'all.
Yes. Yes. Show me some material and I'll put you on stage, because I used to just blindly hire people, and it can get sketchy. The problem is, because it'll be a reference from a comedian, because somebody will say, hey, bro, can you tell so-and-so to put me on? Yeah. And then they'll come to me like, hey, so-and-so asked me to tell you, he wants to be on the show. And then you book him on the show, and he does terrible. And then during the show, the other comic comes up to you and is like, I told you he was a comedian. I didn't tell you he was good. It's like, that's fair. Yeah. You didn't.
Yeah, you didn't.
So, yeah, we appreciate open mics. We appreciate the people that do them. It just, it's not something Lunchbox is going to get back into anytime soon.
Yeah. Well, man, I appreciate you coming on, man.
Dude.
Is there anything else you wanted to talk about before we wrap it up? Or
I think I'll ramble for another hour probably. I just be sure to follow Lunchbox Comedy, follow Jeff Vance on all the things. I'm doing it. I'm doing it for you guys, As long as y'all keep coming to shows, I'll keep producing them, whether it's 5 people or 100, I'm here to keep comedy alive in Gonzales by any means necessary.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you, bro.